and we did. We sold our timber, sold our coal, so we could move into the company townhouse and work for the coal bosses. Buy some stuff, make a better life for ourselves and our young'uns. That was well over 100 years ago, and since that time, the boom and bust cycle of coal has kept us on that road, a road that's never moved forward, just around in an endless circle. My dad worked in the coal mines his entire life, up until the late 1950s. That was about 25, 28 years in there. In the late 50s, the bust hit, and my dad was forced to leave West Virginia because we were starving. And he found work in Cleveland, Ohio, and we moved. And I was 12 years old when that happened. But my dad never forgot where he came from. We came back every weekend, holidays, vacations, back to family, back to the mountains, and back to our way of life. After high school military service, I settled back in Cleveland, where I met my wife, and we raised our children. But I did the same as my dad, came back here every couple of weeks, holidays and vacations, wanting my children to experience the mountain way of life, hunting, fishing, gathering in the mountains, gardening, canning, and camping on Coal River. My wife and I, we decided we wanted our children to have that experience. So we enrolled our kids at Marsh Fork Elementary. I'd purchased my grandmother's place, and we did some rebuilding there, and my wife brought our kids here. We enrolled our kids at Marsh Fork, and they went there for 1 year. That was in 1986. I came down every weekend I could, just about every weekend, and that entailed a lot of driving, a lot of time by myself to think, and that's when I realized I had lost my way, and I wanted to come home. It took me 14 more years before I sold my business to move back on a permanent basis. But we did that in the year 2000. I just wanted to settle in and enjoy these mountains in the Coal River Valley and have that connection with creation that we all need. I heard about mountaintop removal before I came back, but never thought much of it. I hadn't witnessed it. I hadn't seen it. I heard some blasting way back in the mountains somewhere a few times. Didn't think much of it. Didn't take long after we got here, though. When you live here on a regular basis and you're here all during the weekdays, you know, you start to realize what's happening. And the blasting was getting closer, and I actually visibly saw the dust, could feel the blast, and knew that our water was being degraded. Knew some folks that was having water problems. And I was kind of shocked because I thought there was regulations for that, and I thought they were definitely being enforced. And I found out they weren't. So I began to educate myself and started organizing in the community, trying to get other people to understand what was going on, and I started to volunteer with Coal River Mountain Watch, and good folks there. You know, blasting our mountains into pulverized rock doesn't leave much of a future for us or our kids. We need to understand the importance of preserving our mountains. They are our connection with creation. They're a connection with our heritage and our culture. And if we allow our mountains to be destroyed, we are in effect allowing ourselves to be destroyed.